Currently in Ajax, Louisiana. Nothing much ever really happens out here. We're about 20 miles north of Natchitoches and maybe about 50 some odd miles south of Shreveport. If we were to categorize this story right here, I would put it under the strange and weird disappearances. So we're going to go back to February 14th of 2020. Now we're in Natchitoches, 20 miles down south, and 20-year-old Adrian Cox, apparently he's in a big hurry. Now, I don't know why Mr. Cox is in such a big hurry, but he's doing 115 miles an hour going north on Interstate 49. So a deputy sees him, clocks him, and turns on his lights and pursues him. And doing 115 miles an hour, that is a jailable offense here in Louisiana. And however, Mr. Cox has no intentions of pulling over. And the reason why is because the 2014 black Nissan Altima that he's currently driving is stolen. And he also has some things in the car that he's not supposed to have. So for the next 20 some odd miles, they're going on a pursuit up the 49 going north. He somehow loses control of the car and he crashes between mile marker 151 and 153. Now, surprisingly enough, you would think that if you're going that fast and you crash, that you're going to be really hurt. So he must have slowed down in time to not get too hurt. So he crashes the car, he gets out, and he is running right into this very wooded, swampy area. And so quickly they start conducting a search for this guy. Now, Mr. Cox is, eventually when he gets caught, he's probably going to prison. He has a stolen car, and also when the deputies were searching the Altima, they found 2 pistols, which he's a convicted felon, he's not supposed to have. So they contacted a nearby parish for help in searching for him, and over the next 12 hours or so, they get the canines, they get the ATVs, they even get the horses to come out here and search for him. And the search would go into nightfall, and it looks like he got away. We don't know where he's at. Now, they call off the search, and so they contact Adrian's family, and they said, hey, Adrian went on a high-speed pursuit. Please tell him to contact us when he wants to turn himself in. And again, like I said, this guy's facing a lot of time. So while that's happening, one of the family members eventually tells the deputies about a quarter after 9 p.m. that night, 12 hours later or so after the crash, he calls me and he says, I'm in the woods and I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. Mind you guys, it's nighttime. You just ran for your freedom. So it's a good chance this dude probably went a good half mile, probably more. Could have even been a mile or who knows. But this guy is going. He's going on adrenaline, right? And he's running. And then that was the last call he made. Now, I'm pretty sure he called his family, he called his homeboys. He's trying to get these guys, hey, somebody come pick me up. Please, somebody come pick me up. But you know what? Nobody picked him up. And he has not been heard from or seen since. And it's already been 5 years since he's been gone. And somewhere in these woods, there are swamps and there are alligators. So more than likely, unless he moved to a foreign country, stopped all of his criminal activities, stopped using all of his social media accounts, reformed his life, got married, and had children, and is living a low-key lifestyle, which is more than likely not the case. More than likely he's dead somewhere in these woods. His body probably will never be found until one day somebody goes hiking and they find a skeletonized human remains. Not much really happens in Davis, Oklahoma. Population about 3,000 people. We're 100 miles south of Oklahoma City. Now, Davis has crime just like any other small town in Oklahoma. I don't know why that is. Maybe because of the drug situation over here. But this town was abuzz with a very ghastly murder of an elderly woman that took place a couple blocks away from here. So we're going to go back in time to June 19th, 1972. And it would definitely not be a prototypical morning here in Davis, Oklahoma. So Mary Myrtle Davis, 80 years old at this time, was a widower. Her husband had died 6 years ago. And on that morning, her neighbors are a little bit worried about her because they had not heard from her from the previous day. One of the neighbors goes up to her door and knocks and does not get a response. Now they're getting a little bit worried. So they're gonna go around the house and they're peeking in the windows to make sure that everything is okay. However, it is not. In one of the windows in Mary's room, they see an overturned mattress. They immediately run and call the police. The police, they make their way to Mary's house and they make their way inside, and they would see quite a dastardly sight. When they're looking in the bathroom, they don't see anything, and they go into a hallway near the room and they see 80-year-old Myrtle Davis on the floor with her brains bashed in. Whoever did this had some kind of a ferocious assault that they did upon this poor woman. It was easy to determine the cause or the weapon that was used in this matter because there was like a footstool that had pieces of her brain matter and hair on it. Now they're guessing that more than likely this was some kind of a robbery. There was a bloody palm print somewhere in the house that they did take pictures of, and they did get some good fingerprints. And they feel that there was more than one person involved in the matter. However, those fingerprints, nothing ever came up. So whoever did this, if in fact those fingerprints are theirs, they have never been arrested. This is the home where Myrtle lived. This is where she was murdered on that date, June 19th, 1972. Over 50 years later, this crime still remains unsolved. This is the final resting place of Myrtle Davis. She's buried alongside of her husband, Robert. Well over 50 years. It could have been some neighborhood kids. I mean, who the heck knows? They could still live here. We don't know. We don't know.